Hey, welcome to my journey into a meals video. Not a lot of cooking on this video. I only tried 2 new recipes. Those are the ones I showed you. Mainly what you're going to see is what we had that night. It's just showing you what we were able to eat for supper out of the freezer in the pantry. And this week, I only had to buy, well, I bought groceries. You saw that in my menu plan. But the only thing I had to buy for supper was one thing, and that was some frozen broccoli. Everything else I had on hand, so I was really pleased with that. So that's what I'm going to show you. It's going to be a short video, but you'll see what we cooked out of our freezer and our pantry. This is Monday, and I thought I would show you what we made from the pantry and the freezer. So I made some pinto beans that I had with some onions and my homemade chow chow, fried okra from the garden, and julienne potatoes, which is just this that we got at BB's Grocery Outlet when we went up to see Joan. So I had all this on hand, and it's going to be a delicious supper. Tonight we're making a broccoli and cheese, crockpot broccoli and cheese casserole. This is 1 can of cream of mushroom. If you don't have that, you can use cream of chicken, cream of celery, whatever, I guess. Half a cup of milk, and I'm just going to eyeball that. I want to mix it together. And some salt. All right, we need some chopped onions. Excuse me. You know, I already have these in the refrigerator, so I'm just gonna do how much ever onions you like. That's how much you use. Now, let's see. Let me find my butter knife. We need 4 tablespoons of butter cut into like little chunks. Mine's soft because I keep my butter out. Then we're going to use that same knife because we need 1 and I think it's a 1/3 cup of Velveeta cheese. And so 4 ounces. Let's see, there's 1, 2. So right there would be the cup. Boy. And it's either a 1/3 or a 1/4. I'm just going to, oh no, that was the rest of my cup. So I'm just going to cut off a little, just a little smidge, and call it a day. Oh, I forgot to get my rice. Hold on. Let me put this in here and go get my rice. Okay, we need 1 cup of raw minute rice. It says, or 1 cup cooked. Wait a minute. Let me make sure that did say 1 cup. Yes, 1 cup uncooked minute rice, or 1.5 cups cooked whatever kind of rice. So there's that. And then finally, a bag of, let me get my scissors. I can't reach them. You could use fresh broccoli that you steamed, or if you use, oh my goodness, look at the size of those. I'm going to have to chop those up. Hold on. Any other time, they would be teeny weeny little things, right? Any other time. But if you use frozen, you want it to be thawed. I'm just going to slice through it just to make it smaller. I hope it gets tender in the crock pot because y'all know we don't like crunchy vegetables. Okay. I'm going to add that. Let me rinse my hands off. We are going to mix this around. This does not seem like enough liquid to me to cook that rice. I'm sorry, but I believe I might make an executive decision. You know what I mean? Let me get it all coated, because that is not enough liquid to cook that rice. I am sorry. That is too thick. It needs moisture for that rice to plump up. I still don't think that's enough, but maybe some moisture will come out of that broccoli. All right, head to the... All we got to do is just dump the whole thing in the crock pot. If you don't use a liner, I would grease it, I think, because this seems like the kind of recipe that would kind of stick to the sides around the top. And then cover and cook this on low 4 to 5 hours. Okay, so I made the casserole. You can see I tasted it. It tastes good enough to eat, but I wouldn't make it again. It's just too dry. I knew it needed more liquid. It's too dry, but we'll eat it. I just won't make it again. And then the only thing I had to buy was the frozen broccoli. This is squash from the freezer. And for some reason this year, my breading just did not stick like it did last year. And the only difference is this was squash from the farmer's market, not from the garden. That's the only difference. So I don't know what's going on with it. And then this is weird but good chicken that I had already made and was in the freezer. And that's my homemade cranberry sauce with it too. So that is what we're eating out of the, let's see, yeah, pantry and freezer for tonight. Okay, tonight we're making tortilla bake in the crock pot. What I have here is 8 corn tortillas. And I'm going to cut them into 6 wedges. I don't know that they're going to be... Am I cutting that right? Okay, I feel like I'm not cutting that right. Something feels funny. So I'm going to do it this way. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside. And then next we need 1 can of cheddar cheese soup. And I had the tortillas I bought for something, didn't use them. I bought this ages ago for something, didn't use it. Had this pack of taco seasoning mix, or you can use your homemade if you want to. But we're going to mix the taco seasoning with the cheese soup. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now let's go over there to the crock pot. Okay, I don't typically, actually, I don't know if I ever have, maybe sprayed the inside of my bags, but this just feels like it's going to be sticking to the edges. It just sounds like it. Now I have got to read this recipe while I'm doing it, because you got to do this, then this, and this, and it's not just straightforward. So I have, it calls for 1.5 pounds, but my hamburger is in the freezer about the pound. We mix our soup and taco seasoning. We cut our tortillas. Now we need to spoon 1/4 of the ground beef into the slow cooker. And I will just be eyeballing such as this. Let me see if I can get that down in there. Okay. Then top with 1/4 of the wedges. Now I got 6 things. How am I going to figure out 1/4? It doesn't say to put them in a perfect little circle, so I'm not worrying about it. That'll be good enough. Then spoon 1/4 of the soup mixture. Okay. We'll spread it around best we can. Try to cover those tortillas. Okay. Then, oh, let's see. Top with 1/4 of the tomatoes. It calls for 3 chopped tomatoes, but I'm just using this can of, where are we at? Petite diced tomatoes. I think that'd be better anyway, because you get all that good juice. So this is maybe not so dry. Then repeat layers 3 times. Okay. So we need more hamburger. More tortillas. Then what was next? Soup mixture. Tomatoes. And then we're just going to do that 2 more times. Okay, I did some miscalculating somewhere. I only got 3 layers. So that's going to have to do. Now we cover this and cook it on low 3 to 4 hours. And that's all there is to it. Here's the supper. That is the casserole. It looks really good. Smells really good. I'm going to serve it with some sour cream. I bought some avocados to put on it, but they're hard as a rock, so it's just going to be sour cream. And then corn out of the garden, so I didn't have to buy anything for this supper tonight. I had all of it on hand. Here's tonight's supper. Everything I had on hand. This is just the yellow rice in the bag. This looks like a frog in his legs, but it's a chicken tender. It just looks funny. And I coated it with Louisiana air fryer coating. And then that is just some zucchini we had in the freezer from the squash. Now last night I didn't film it. It was just stewed beef in the crock pot and leftover broccoli and rice casserole and pinto beans. So that is the end for this week. You can see what all I cooked with everything I had at home, with the exception of 1 bag of broccoli. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you when I see you.